Brought to you by Moxie Archery, where accuracy begins with craftsmanship.
Welcome to this week's episode of Back 40 Predators. Once again, I'm your host, Rory Rott. This week we're heading down to South Texas to meet up with pro staffers Eric Shade and Nick D'Angelo to hunt some of them South Texas hogs. So stay tuned because our show starts right now.
Back 40 Predators live from the tree. That's one down. First night, baby. Oh, Daddy, that's a good one for Jersey. So you're running this way and go down.
Good dog. I think I put a pretty good shot on it.
So this is my first trip to Texas, let alone my first ever hunting trip to Texas. So I fly from Michigan down to San Antonio. I meet up with Nick and Eric and their group of hunters. We hop in a van. We drive about 3 hours south down to a city called Crystal City, Texas. And that is where the Thompson Hunting Lodge is located. And supposedly there's some hogs down this way. Now I had absolutely no idea what to expect. Like I said, I've never been down to Texas before. I'm looking around as we're driving, and all I'm seeing is a bunch of weeds, brush, thorns, and a lot of dry land. But when we get down to the Thompson Hunting Lodge, I was pleasantly surprised. This place is pretty nice. Now this whole property is gated off. So we go in there, we drive back to the lodge, park the vehicles, get out, stretch, and we're greeted by their staff. These guys run us through what's going on for the day, tell us get your guns sighted in, your bows sighted in, and relax until it's time to go out hunting. That's exactly what we did. We got to look around through the lodge, check out the rooms, which are very nice, and get ourselves a nice cold drink in that hot weather. Now the first thing when you pull into this lodge here at Thompson's is you're going to notice this big kind of gazebo type thing with a beautiful fire pit in the middle of it. Just beyond that, you walk out maybe 30-40 yards and you come to a nice swimming pool, and it's all set up for kids, family, whatever. It's got a diving board, basketball hoop. It's a pretty sweet little deal. You look off to your right then and you're going to notice the gun range, and it's all set up for hunters as soon as they get there. It's kind of a self-serve deal. You go out there, you sight your guns in, make sure you're hitting where you're supposed to. Now the rooms at Thompson's Lodge are pretty nice as well. They were clean, modern, very, very nice and comfortable to stay in. All air conditioned. I can't say enough. Very, very nice place to stay. Now the lodge itself is kind of a place where everybody meets up, has dinner, breaks bread, hangs out. And when you walk into this lodge, you're going to notice all these beautiful animals. And all these animals were taken off the land here from the Thompson's Hunting Lodge. It's very clean. The meals were great. The food was prepared on a timely manner. And it was just an overall great experience. And the lodge itself is probably my favorite part of the whole place. It's just, like I said, that's kind of like the place where all the camaraderie happens between you and your hunting buddies. So. Now these guys feed you. I mean, I'm no skinny person. These guys feed you well. 3 square meals a day. The cooks are great people. They do an excellent job on the food. I can't say enough about the food. You're not going to leave the Thompson Hunting Lodge a hungry person. I can tell you that right now. Now we only had 3 days to hunt these hogs down there this time, but I can tell you this. We had a great experience, a great time, and I plan on coming back just as soon as I can. And I'm going to go back to South Texas to the Thompson's Hunting Lodge. They got ungodly amount of animals. They've got an ungodly amount of hogs down there running around. You won't leave empty-handed, I can tell you that. If you don't come home with an animal, especially a hog, that's pretty much your fault. So now if anyone is looking for a good hunt, I can vouch for this place. Head down to South Texas, look them up on Facebook, give them a phone call, check out their website. They're credible. They have it was a great experience for me, and actually everybody that came with us. We had 26 hunters, I believe, and every one of the people there shot hogs, if not maxed out all 3 hogs they were able to shoot. So like I said, plenty of hogs, great place. I can't say enough about it. Look them up.
This segment was brought to you by Moxie Archery, where accuracy begins with craftsmanship.
At Moxie Archery, accuracy begins with craftsmanship. To have Moxie is to have backbone, power, precision, to be bold and fearless, face difficulty with courage.
You wait so long just to have that feeling, but it happens so fast.
Moxie Archery, where accuracy begins with craftsmanship.
Hi, my name is Troy Claver, owner and founder of Scent Capture. As a lifelong hunter and outdoorsman, many of my best memories were with my family and friends in the great outdoors. So I took that passion and combined it with my 15 years experience in the liquids business to give you a product that could help you get closer to game and memories that last a lifetime. When you think of scent elimination, think Scent Capture. Get closer.
Now my first night out, I got my Moxie in hand, and I'm telling these guys, hey look, I'm gonna go shoot a hog with a bow. I'm one of the only hunters there with a bow, and I'm ready to get it done. So they set me up in a ladder stand. I get out to this spot, climb up the ladder. It's not exactly attached to a tree, it's actually a telephone pole that they sunk in the ground. That's not their fault. There's not a lot of trees for them to pick and choose from. So I get up in this stand, and I'm gonna tell you what, it didn't take long, and these hogs started pouring out of the woods. was going to shoot. Actually, I did draw back. And no more than I did that. Just getting ready to shoot an arrow. And that stupid feeder went off and these pigs went crazy. But they came back in and pretty sure I made a good shot at one. The arrow blew right through it. So I watched him run. He actually ran in a pretty good direction from what I can tell here. But I'm pretty sure he's laying right over there. That's one down. First night, baby. So first night out, guys, I sat up in a tree stand, brought the Moxie out, and lo and behold, I had a group of pigs come in, and about 22 yards, what I paced it off at, put a Moxie or arrow right through this thing, probably went 40 to 50 yards, and made a nice recovery, and we are getting ready to skin this thing out, carve it up into some bacon. Moxie did his job. Now, I had shot the hog with a bow. I went out the second day, shot a hog with a gun, and for whatever reason, I forgot to push play on the camera. I thought I had it on. I've got a follow-up interview with the hog, blah, blah, blah. It was my fault. I didn't push play. So I'm on my last day now. Actually, the last morning. We're leaving here in a couple hours. And it poured down rain the night before. And these guys could only get us to a few spots. So they get me out in a box blind. I've got Eric's 270. And I'm waiting on some camera light. It's still pretty dark. And here comes a hog. And I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait till I got enough light for the camera to get this on film. Well, that didn't work out. The hog started taking off for the bush, and I had to make a decision: shoot the hog or let it walk, and maybe I won't see another one. So here's what happens. I don't know if that was on camera. I know it was a little bit dark. But you're allowed to shoot these hogs in the dark here, so this hog come out. He looked decent size. I can't really tell. He's all by himself, so I'm hoping it's a nice boar or something. But he was just about ready to go back into the woods here. I was trying to wait for a little more camera light, but it just didn't work out. It was now or never. This is my last day, last morning, last sit. I just filled tag number 2 of 3, so I'm going to sit here. Got a couple more hours, and hopefully we can get our last one filled. So he went straight down though. He's laying right over there. He dropped like a pile of rocks. 270 did his job this time. I'll catch and check you back here in a little bit. Last day of the hunt, guys, here in South Texas, and it rained hard last night. It blew, so the guide said our spots were pretty limited to where they can even get their trucks because the ground's so mucky. So we come out, he set me up in this box blind here overlooking a feeder, and it wasn't 15 minutes, it was still pretty dark. This nice boar come out, and he was eating on the corn out here. And I pushed play on the camera. I don't know that we're gonna see the actual shot. You can hear it, but it was still pretty dark. He was starting to head for the bush here, and I didn't want to risk losing him. But one shot with the 270 here, and he dropped. So it's actually a pretty decent little boar now that I get up close and personal to it. So pretty happy with it.
This segment was brought to you by Moxie Archery, where accuracy begins with craftsmanship.
all-new Gunny at 330 feet per second and patented ZT Lock limb pockets, it packs a punch hunters rely on. Crafted with a short, versatile 30 and 5/8 axle to axle and fast, smooth MXB cams, your prey stands no chance. Moxie Archery, where accuracy begins with craftsmanship.
So now we're going to switch things over to Nick D'Angelo, who's on his first day in South Texas, and let's see how this works out for him.
Well, here we are, guys and girls. It is February, and we are in Texas. Bat 40 Predators. We came down. We're looking to lay some hogs out. The landowner and the ranch has had a overrun population of hogs, and they're looking for some people to take some out, and we are here to do it. Pro staff and owner Rory Rout, pro staff Eric Shade, and myself, we are down here looking to help eradicate the population, help the farmers out and give them a helping hand. So we just got dropped off in the blind, and we've been told that a lot of hogs have been seen in this area, so we're going to give it a sit and see if we can come up with some, and hopefully we get some on film for you, so stick with us, and we're going to try and put some hogs down. Bat 40 Predators coming at you. In the dirt, baby. Headshot, no tracking. I've been hearing shots all around me all afternoon. I've had a lot of deer around me, but no hogs. And I'm thinking, I got maybe 15 minutes left of light, and I'm thinking, I'm not even going to see a hog tonight. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they come running right to the side. Trying to stay a little bit quiet, because if they come back in, I'll take another one. So sit tight, and that's one down for Bat 40 Predators, Nick D'Angelo. Stick with us. We might be able to put another one on the ground before the end of the night.
Now, pro staffer Eric Shade, he brings his kids down every year with him to South Texas, and he's out in the blind with his kids, and his daughter Peyton is up to bat. So let's see how this pans out for Miss Peyton.
Hi, I'm Peyton from Northern Michigan Outfitters. We're in Texas. It's really sunny out and warm, and we're hunting hogs. So the first one that comes in, I get, and then if any more come in, my brother can have one. And hopefully something other than hogs come in too, like badgers or bobcats or coyotes, because they're free and fun.
You got anything to say, young man?
Hi, I'm Jacob, and I am a junior hunter, and I am hoping some hogs come back after my sister shoots. She was just interviewing a second ago, just saw her, and I really want to get a coyote because that sounds cool, and like I'm excited. Like, it's gonna be cool. Let's do this.
What just happened, kid?
I just saw a pig. First day. Where's the rubber bungee thing? Shh.
I'll take care of it. So, go on.
Okay, so I just got a pig, and it's like, it is about 6:30. So it's getting close to the time we're about to leave, and I just shot the pig. It's black with a big white spot on the side. It's average size. About average, like in between average and big. Yeah. So like F big. That's a combination. And so we think it fell like how far? 100 yards away, but that's not that far. And that's good. It's good. And now it's my brother's turn.
We found the pig. It's a nice big boar. It went about 50 yards and then it dropped in the bush where we thought it did. It's huge, my biggest one yet. Has really nice tusks like Pumbaa. That's its name. I just decided that. That's it. And it's dead.
Stoned.
Am I the winner?
You are the winner, Peyton Shade.
I'm the winner. Which one's
Pig of the night. 160. 160, the one in the middle.
Oh, I'm the winner.
That was a good night. No wounds, no losses, nothing.
This segment was brought to you by Moxie Archery, where accuracy begins with craftsmanship.
At Moxie Archery, accuracy begins with craftsmanship. To have Moxie is to have backbone, power, precision, to be bold and fearless, face difficulty with courage.
You wait so long just to have that feeling, but it happens so fast.
Moxie Archery, where accuracy begins with craftsmanship.
my name is Troy Claver, owner and founder of Scent Capture. As a lifelong hunter and outdoorsman, many of my best memories were with my family and friends in the great outdoors. So I took that passion and combined it with my 15 years experience in the liquids business to give you a product that could help you get closer to game and memories that last a lifetime. When you think of scent elimination, think Scent Capture. Get closer.
So thanks for tuning into this week's episode of Back 40 Predators. Once again, you can catch us next week, Monday night, 8 p.m. Hope to see you there.